Well, the events in Boston were remembered in a 30-second silence at the start of today's London Marathon. The event went off without a hitch, well, for the spectators anyway. Some of the elite women runners and wheelchair competitors were not so lucky. Our sports correspondent Kemi Nzerim is at the finish line in central London. Kemi.
Good evening, Sarah. Well, the clear-up has started that you may be able to hear and see, but runners are still finishing by Buckingham Palace some 8 and a bit hours after they started on the other side of London in Greenwich Park, which I guess tells you something about the fortitude required to run that 26 miles and then some. And also why events in Boston last week have really only made the people that turned out here today to run even more determined.
Today, so many runners would say, was for Boston. They sported black ribbons, simple homemade signs, well-worn headbands that had taken on new meaning. For a few agonizing moments last Monday, Jack Cumming couldn't find his wife and daughter. They were somewhere near the finish line, cheering when the bombs went off. He's running London with a friend from his club to finish a job.
Once I go through that finish line, which I didn't get to do in Boston, I was 1,000 yards from the finish, it really will complete a journey. And as Lindsay said, your life does change. Hearing the sirens here, when I hear a siren now, it makes me jumpy because we heard sirens for so many hours in Boston.
The last 24 hours, the Mall has been transformed. Police removed bins, spectators surged, and amongst the tens of thousands of ordinary runners, solidarity.
Running's a really solitary sport. You do it on your own, you do all your training on your own, and then in a marathon sense, runners from across the globe come together and you take part in something, you're there for each other, you're celebrating your own personal achievements with other people doing the same thing. And to have an incident like that affected was just, mind-blowing. It really affected me.
Lucy Fraser McNamara started a campaign urging competitors to place hand over heart as they finished. And in this spirit did the race start.
Let us now show our respect and support for the victims of the tragedy in Boston.
First, the 30-second silence. Then, 36,000 people pounding the streets of London. There were disappointments.
She's just dropped in again and just...
Halfway round, a wheelchair athlete, a previous winner here indeed, collided with the women's Olympic champion.
And there's Mo.
Mo Farah, as planned, only ran 13 miles. And David Weir, who's won here 6 times before, could only manage 5th.
He's going to be finished back in 5th place. Ken Fernley wins it by a whisker.
But this year's London Marathon wasn't really about the champions and the prize money. It was about him and her and them, defying what happened 3,000 miles away last Monday.
The thing about marathons is they really do attract a certain kind of person. And what's so clear, what you glean talking to people here, is that nothing was going to stop them from running.
I don't see why I should stop doing something I enjoy because of those people. Sod them. Long live the runners.
At the start, the 30 seconds, that did, but afterwards it was okay.
I can see you're quite upset by it.
Sure. I mean, people gathering from all the world. It's just peaceful people running. So it's just a tragedy, really.
The world turned out in London today for Boston.
Cheers.